You are allowed to change your mind, and it's perfectly okay. You're allowed to want and need different things. And I'm just going to tell you that right off the bat. Hey, I hope y'all are doing well. And yeah, that was just like the strong vibe I was getting right before, like 5 minutes before, thinking about starting the videos and stuff like that. And I'll just be honest, like, I'm not having a good hair day. I'm like I spent a few minutes trying to make my hair look nice in front of YouTube, not make it look like a hot mess. I'm just like, oh, let me try the hat that I normally like wearing. I'm like, I'm not feeling the hat today. I'm like, you know what? I'll just put my hair in a towel. Make it look a little different. How look? How look? And you know what? I think it looks good right now. I definitely have like that beachy chill vibe right now. But yeah, it's a little awkward with my glasses with the towel, but it's okay. But yeah, I just want to say, we go through so much stuff all the time. And, I'm ironically one of those people that I do really well with routine, but at the same time, it drives me crazy. It's like I need it, but I can't handle it at the same time. Do any of y'all experience that as well? I don't know. Is it just me? Because it's like, I know if I have like a set routine, I can be good, but I get extremely bored and extremely resentful and trying to break the routine all the time. But I also kind of know it works for me until it doesn't work for me. And then I have to change the routine to find a new routine. And I don't know. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But, you know, sometimes you just kind of have to go with things. Things change, your needs change, environments changing, especially, I have seasons where I live. Like, you have to change with the seasons. I'm sorry, you can't be wearing a crop top and yoga pants or it's snowing outside. It's like, no, the needs change. As much as I love wearing cute summery things, I don't wear them in the winter because it doesn't make sense. And it's okay to want and the need to change. And sometimes we just get so set on our routines and things, it becomes normal. And then, like, we resent that we have to change them at time because it feels normal, because we're taught that we should have this consistency when life isn't consistent. Especially if you look nowadays, I'm sure this is a timeless thing where you look anywhere, no, the rules are changing all the time. Names are changing. I don't know. I'm like seeing the Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of America, Gulf. I'm seeing all these types of different. I'm just like, I don't know. But I'm more bringing it down to maybe more of a personal level. Like today, I wanted carbs. I'm normally not a big carb person. Like, I like some carbs here and there, but like, I wanted carbs today. So I just had it. And I'm like, am I gonna make myself feel guilty about it? Because our culture tells us like sugar is bad. It's gonna make you sick. You're gonna get diabetes. Blah 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 blah. It's like, oh, this is really bad because all the chemicals. You have to look at all the labels and blah 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 blah. I'm just like, give me the chocolate. Just give me the chocolate. Don't ask any more questions. Just give me the chocolate. And I am someone that am flexible with things, and I'm realizing through a lot of other things I need to be more flexible with things. It's just like, but I kind of like certain things, but I'm like, okay, gotta change it up. So we're changing it up because I've like noticed with myself, like the past couple months, it's like I want carbs at very specific times, and I'm just like, okay, this is very new for me. And my first reaction is like, what's wrong with me? And I'm like, does something actually have to be wrong with me? Maybe, maybe not. But it's just like, okay, instead of just thinking automatically what's wrong with me, let's just think, okay, what's different? Okay, maybe I am missing something nutritionally wise. Maybe I just want the damn chocolate. And it's okay. And now that I've had my carb fill, I want a steak. Well, I don't have steak right now. I have a burger. So I'll probably have a burger after this video. And it's just like, once I had my fill of what I needed, now I need something else. And it's okay to need different things. Sometimes you're gonna have a weird off day where things aren't normal, and sometimes the whole world is not normal. I feel that sentence a lot every day. The world is not normal. I don't even know what normal is in our world anymore. Do y'all? I don't know. But it's just like, it's okay. I mean, people are like that with friendships and relationships and work situations and stuff like that. And it's just like sometimes you outgrow a space, and sometimes it's like it's time to move on. Sometimes you get the choice of moving on. Sometimes the other person gives you makes the choice for you to move on. And you know, I've had experiences of both, where it's just like it definitely feels more empowering when you choose to move on versus the other person chooses for you. But you know, end of the day, it's okay. It's just like sometimes it's just being okay with things being unexpected, and I think we're just not used to that. And it's just like, how do we get used to that more? And I think it really, again, comes back to our definitions with what we think everything is. And it's just like, okay, this is just a surprise. I don't, why am I choosing to make this necessarily a bad thing? It's just like, okay, well, maybe now I have all this space and time to do something I really want to do versus something I don't really want to do. And yeah, stuff like this happens all the time. You know, people will go through different extremes of stuff with their energy and what's good for them, what's not good for them. And sometimes people stay in what's not good for them, and things get worse. And it's just like there's like resentment and pent up things. And that's when you know, like, things explode. And like, okay, it's like there's just all this energy being pent up that you might explode, like have like a breakdown, or it's just like it explodes so much where it's just like a drastic change has to happen, so your whole world is like falling apart because it's like this has to change. It's just like you can't stay this way anymore. You literally can't. Blah. And there's like chaos everywhere. Don't mind me if I'm slightly distracted because I wanted to get this video out, and I'm like, I'm hungry. But I'm like, by the time I make food, enjoy the food, then do this video, it's gonna be really, really late in the night. So I'm like, I have to do it now. So if I'm slightly distracted, it's because I'm hungry, because I'm thinking about the burger, the bison burger I want to make. I'm just like, so bear in mind with me if I'm getting a little off track, it's because I'm hungry. But I really wanted to get this message out for you because I think it's important for me to get this message out, because I just felt it's important whenever y'all see this, because to me it's important. So I'm repeating myself. I'm hungry. I get easily distracted when I'm hungry. So pardon me if I'm not my normal flowy linguistic self. I'm hungry. We're being very honest today. And so, you know, and sometimes, you know, the changes we need are like daring, and they can be subtle. And it's just kind of like, you know, when you have that friend that just like brings in that breath of fresh air, like they walk into the room and it's just like, you know, it's like they're sunshine. They're like the coolest person to hang out with. Everybody wants to hang out with them. And and you wish you could be that person sometimes, but it's just like, just that person's presence is enough to like bring your awareness. It's like, oh, we could do something different. And, you know, I definitely get that. You know, I want to be more like this person. And you can. I mean, but just do it with your own flavor. And I think that's the important thing. It's just like we get so caught up in trying to replicate something so perfectly, we lose our flavor. It's kind of like, you know, when you're cooking, you're trying to make exactly your mom's or auntie's recipe and stuff like that, but it doesn't quite taste right. And it's just like that level of perfectionism you're trying, it's just like, just make it your own. Like one of the things I actually discovered maybe a couple months ago is I discovered, like, with my meat, you know, I typically buy ground meat because it's more economical. I like putting ginger powder in my ground meat to give it like that extra depth of dimension, because I season my food. I like seasoning. But something told me add ginger powder. So I did. It's like, oh, that's different. Because, you know, I had salt, pepper, cayenne, onion, garlic, Worcestershire sauce. Depending on my mood, sometimes I might add one or two other things, but I'm like, let's add some ginger. And it added a nice flavor to it. So it's like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I need ginger. It's cold. It's not much, but it's just like, it just adds something. It's just like, huh. Sometimes the little extra change can like perk things up and things don't feel so monotonous. And it's just like, we need something a little different, you know? You know what I'm saying? Because it's one of the reasons why, I personally like going to restaurants sometimes because it's like, I'm very simple. I like making a lot of the same things because it's like, it's simple, it's fast, and I know it's good. But sometimes you like going out and like trying new things and how someone else makes it, and also someone's taking a lot more time to make it, and someone else does the dishes. It's nice when you have someone else like do dishes and things like that, and you don't have to clean up. And and sometimes it's just like you need that variety. Variety is the spice of life. There you go. That's the quote. Variety is the spice of life. That's not going to be the name of this YouTube, I don't think. Or will it? I don't know. Maybe it was the first thing I said, like the change. I don't know. We'll decide at the end of this video as I'm uploading it and stuff like that. But yeah, the spice of life. Oh my God. How did I forget that line? There are times it's like things that's so obvious and there's like, how did I not see that sooner? Because I'm like thinking of like YouTube titles to call this. And I'm like, I don't know if I'll still use that as a title, but I'm like, how is that not obvious for me doing this? Because, I'm like looking, this is, I think, maybe my third attempt making this video just because I'm like, oh, I don't like how my hair look. I'm like, because, I kind of look back a little bit. I'm like, oh, I don't like how my hair looks and that stuff. So I'm like, okay, let's put it around. But it's just like, sometimes the subtlest things are right in front of you because I always have like ginger powder because I have lots of different spices in my kitchen. And it's just like, you know what? I didn't notice that before. Let's try something a little different. I mean, you can still keep some of the same things that you're doing, but sometimes you just need to add that little spice, that little different. I mean, look at me. I have a towel on my head right now to just give me a different vibe right now, just because I don't like how my hair looks today. And I'm rocking it. I'm not gonna do this all the time, but it's like, I'll add this to the repertoire. This looks good. And I like the color. It's green. I like green. I like lots of colors. I like green. And the green that goes with this. The green matching my little green jade heart. I don't know if y'all can see it. It's tiny. But it's just like, yeah. I feel like we don't have enough fun with change. Oh, yeah. We don't have enough fun with change. I think that's where the thing is, because a lot of times we probably think change is rough, change is hard. And it's like, oh, like if I have to change things, they're going to be different. And like automatically, well, at least for me, I don't know about y'all, you may think that change is like, oh, change is bad. But sometimes change can be great and amazing. And I think that maybe for you, but I know for me, well, I'm noticing it less for me because I'm changing my definitions with stuff. But it's just like sometimes when you automatically hear the word change, there's usually a negative connotation with that, at least from my perspective. Maybe I'll share that. But it's like, what about the positive things? Like when you see miracles and like random acts of kindness, like, so I'm just gonna invite you to like look for that kind of stuff, like the random acts of kindness, like the random goofy things. Like kids are great to like look for that stuff. Like you see like little kids and like they're playing and stuff, like they're like perfect to like show you change because kids, they are in their own little world and flow and having fun. Everything's a different day. And I think kids are great to like be able to like watch kids as they like explore the new world. And I think that's where someone may have difficulty because we think we know our world so well. And I'm like, do we? Like there's so much, like there's so many different perspectives, but we're still looking at things the same way. I'm just like, what if we look at things differently? Oh, I heard this exercise a long time ago. I think it was a project or something. It was some type of team building thing. I don't remember where, but it's just like, okay, you have like this paper, you have like these pictures on it. Describe what the picture could be. Be creative. And some of us came up with not that many answers. And the key thing was like after like the first 3 minutes, because I think it was like 3 minutes for the first round, then the second round is like, okay, now imagine you're a 5-year-old. Do this again. And we came up with so many more ideas pretending we're 5-year-olds. And it just goes to show you your perspective can change. And that was just a simple little perspective thing. It's just like, oh, imagine I'm 5. Ooh, this could be this and this and this and this. I think we all need those moments to just pretend we're a kid. Just go back to like something different. Because things are different. We see things differently based on how we're looking at stuff. You have people, the songs, with the rose colored glasses and stuff like that. My glasses are slightly orange, and it's like the perception is slightly orange tinge compared to not wearing them. And it's just like, and people actually have different sets of cones and rods in their eyes. Some people can perceive more color, some people can perceive less color, some people are colorblind, and it's just like we can choose how we see the world. And I think that's one of the greatest abilities that we have as humans, that we have the ability to see our world any way we want. And how we choose to see it, there's like infinite possibilities. Because I think it is really true when they say, when some people say, oh, you guys live in different worlds and things like that, I think that's, a mentality type of thing. And it's like, kind of yes, kind of no, where it's just like, yeah, you're living in different worlds, you're playing by different rules because your expectations are different, It's like, why would I assume nobody would help me? Like, for some people, that doesn't even make any sense. And for some people, it's like, why would I assume someone would help me? And for some people, that's completely normal. And it's just like, I think even just those two people, just with those two thoughts, are living in like different worlds where someone sees like there's help and opportunity everywhere versus someone who can't see it at all. And, one is not better than the other. It's just they're looking at things from a different perspective. But we have the opportunity to see things differently. It's just like, what if I just look at this as a 5-year-old? Is it really that hard to look at something as a 5-year-old? Oh, I think I heard it somewhere. Maybe it was one of my classes. Maybe it was TV. I don't remember. But it was saying, if you can't explain something to a 5-year-old, you don't know what you're talking about. And, oh yeah, and there was also this other guy. He was a genius, like, IQ of like 157. And it's just like, he actually had to learn to talk in a certain way so people could understand him. And it's just like, if you are not able to communicate in a way people can understand you, what's the point of being intelligent and smart? Because if no one can understand you, you're not even playing the same game, And I think that kind of stuff is like really interesting. It's just like, life is interesting. Like, I definitely think of things differently compared to when I was 5 to 15 to 25. Everything's different. Like, the world has shifted. Things look different from when you're single compared to when you're in a relationship. Things are different from when you're employed or unemployed. Things are different if you are like really into the clubs and the drinking compared if you're into yoga and green juice. I mean, nothing is wrong with any of the options. I mean, we're all playing different parts, and like we're all having different experiences, and we're all learning from different things. People like to club and party. Cool. Yes, Jill. Are you hungry too? I think that's Jill's cue saying we should eat. But yeah, you want to say hi? Can I pick you up to say hi? Okay, no. Okay. And with that, I'll just leave you with that thought. It's just like, how can you change up your perceptions and have fun with it, because it's totally okay to change what you want whenever you need to. Because who wants to do the same thing over and over again all the time? Yeah, I believe it was Albert Einstein. It's just like, isn't it symptom of insanity to expect the same thing to do. uh Jill, yes, I know. She's being very cute, rubbing my foot, and I'm getting very distracted by the soft cuteness on my foot. Jill, you're so cute. I know you want to be fed. I'm trying to finish the YouTube. Yeah, comment below if you know the quote I'm talking about, because I'm losing my train of thought because there's cuteness here and I'm distracted by the cuteness and the hunger. So comment below if you know the quote I'm talking about. I need watch time. I need comments. Help us out. Alright, have a good one. Bye.